Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a rather somber video, because today we are here to talk about Duke. Actually, we're here to talk about the new jump mechanic. Maybe you haven't heard, but essentially the promised change to Dragoons that we have been told for a long time is no longer coming. And probably for the best, because otherwise it could potentially break the game in half. You see, Alum for a long time has been saying that they were going to fix Dragoons by giving us time jumps. The problem was, this whole time, they had been making Dragoons with stronger and stronger jumps. For instance, Aranea, Fallen 7-star, and Helmetless Kane. Once Alum had figured out there was a problem, they tried to make Dragoons more encouraging by giving them just stronger and stronger jumps. The problem was that you couldn't chain to these jumps, so the damage was outpaced by a ton of other units. Alum then later announced in 2017 that we would be getting a change to the entire game. Basically, every jump that any Dragoon could do could be timed to the player's choice. And after a long time of promises and waiting and friendless bugs, eventually Alum has finally come out and said, no, we're not doing that, but we are going to start changing things for the future. And so new abilities for Dragoons, for instance, taking Duke or Aranea, for example, in their 7-star kits now have new jump abilities that can be timed. So we are here to show them off today because that's what I do. I do videos. So with our lovely team of 7 stars, we will be showing off this jump mechanic so you can see how it works, how it operates, and everything of the like. Here we go. And we will be testing this on our brand new training dummy. And thankfully I have my first Duke up to a respectable level 120 with Diablos to show the potential of killers. First of all, my Duke is at a fairly decent 1300 attack. He does still have a ways to go with actual attack pots, so there is a lot of potential for him to be further better equipped. Further better equipped for something. For instance, he still has a fairly decent setup with the Genji Glove, Magnolia's TMR, which gives an extra boost to jump damage, the Trialed Spear, which gives extra boost to jump damage, and an Ice Lance because Duke is an ice element character. He also has his his TMR to give him his TMR ability, and to be fair, this is not a unit review. We will be doing a unit review later, but as you can see, there is still room for improvement with materia that is essentially only 20% attack. But this gives you an idea of essentially how he has been set up. So, first of all, we are just going to let him do his thing. And we don't want anyone else to interfere, we just want to show off this ability first. 0 damage per turn. Now, as you can see, his unit is actually flashing. Once you click him, he will drop down and do damage. So with no debuffs to ice or any other elements, and no chaining, let us see how much it does. On his own, without any elemental chaining, approximately 4 million points of damage. Now, that was without an actual buff, so let us in turn buff him and do the same jump. As of right now, his current stats should be slightly higher. 1600 attack. Let us see what it does. Approximately 8 million points in damage. Unchained, that is considerable. That is a massive amount of damage. As a matter of fact, it could be said that increasing killers would be quite devastating. Keep in mind that in his kit, the big thing for Duke is... Sorry, I want to go in and change something. The big thing for Duke in his kit is the fact that Duke has a... Oh, by the way, I should mention, for Diablos 3, I have not actually got Man Killer Kai, so it could still be better. It could be said that possibly with killer abilities, the damage would even get better. So we want to go in here. Don't think that's it. That should be it. I'm looking for the human killer. So again, we're going to lose some stats, but we're going to try it a few more times to see just the power that these jumps can do. Because upon initial reflection, you look at these jump abilities and go, wait a second, this jump is only 470%. That doesn't seem that high. And you're absolutely right. It isn't that high. But with the killer abilities, it has the potential of doing a ton more damage. Slightly improved without the boost. Now we will give him the boost. So, for the records of this video, 1566. Again, I probably could do better if I really tried. Now again, this is every 2 turns, but the big thing here is that Duke is actually hitting multiple times. He is getting 2 procs off of his jumps. 11 million points of damage. Pretty damn good. But this is not really Duke's best ability, at least not for jumping, because, and this is unfortunate, because the training dummy basically only lets you live 5 turns before it kicks you out. Duke has a timed ability as well. Using this timed ability gives a massive debuff to ice resistance, approximately 100%. The problem is in testing this ability is slightly strong, but, so, his 70 MP jump basically hits at about 407, is set at 470% attack. By using his cooldown ability, he unlocks a secondary jump, and this secondary jump hits for 750%, which is considerably higher, but impossible to test against the training dummy. Thanks a lot, Alum. Here is his ability. So as you can see, it gives ice resistance. It has a really cool animation that is not a pun on ice. And it sets up for a bigger turn next turn when you use his stronger jump ability. Because, remember, we have Duke's ice element equipped to him. So, when he hits, it will be considerably stronger. Now, let us see what happens when we chain. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to Hold on. I forgot to do something really quickly. Wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't cock something up. We're also going to change out a few summons, just to make sure that we are doing things properly. What am I thinking about? Yes, I still need to get 3-star Tetracell feed. It's on the list of things to do. So just checking out our twin Runeras. They are pretty highly stacked for magic. I am still going to do a video about them in the near future, don't worry. Let's try that again and pretend it didn't happen in the first place. So the first thing we want to do is we want to spend a turn increasing everybody's stats. First of all, we'll look at Duke, 1566 attack. We don't care about Lauren in this situation. 1789 and 1778 for the two Lunaras, respectively. Now we will make Duke jump. Oh dear, we did 0 points of damage. Alright, so we're ready. So we're basically going to start the chain, and then at any point we can just hit Duke. Alright, for the next turn, we want to just pass this off to Lauren. And we will put Lauren in defense. 61 million points of damage. Now, I want to paint you a picture as well. I would like you to paint a picture of, imagine the fact that we have Ignis in our party, which Ignis is a brand new unit. Please see my video about the next banner located somewhere on my channel. Sorry, I don't like putting ads in my videos for my other videos. Just go find it if you want. Though technically me mentioning it is an advertisement. Anyway, what am I talking about? Well, simply put, Ignis has the ability to imbue elements onto other characters. And what is one thing Runera can't have? She can't actually have an elemental weapon equipped, or at least there's no ice bow yet. If you were to give both my Runeras ice element, it would not only be a chain hit, it would also be a chain element hit, which is quite a big difference. I think that Ignis is the missing piece in this puzzle of doing a mass buttload of damage. Whoops, we need the other Runera. I said the other Runera. So for this turn, we will buff, we will jump, and what the other thing we want to do is we want to get his wind resistance down. Now, technically, it would be maybe better to bring a couple of different units, particularly Wind Veritas, but for now, we'll just go with this. Lauren showing off. Because now we have the benefit of elemental debuffing for Lunera's ability, which will just increase the amount of damage we're getting here. The other thing that would be nice with Ignis is that Ignis's Limit Burst will also remove resistance for ice attacks. There you go, 70 million. And keep in mind, it is 70 million that I could technically do better if I just upgraded my Diablos 3-star, but I'm not entirely convinced I don't want Demon Killer yet. So, just for fun, for the last turn, let's try out chaining his timed ability. And remember, first of all, in Duke's kit, he has a lot of extra damage against dragons. So if this was a dragon enemy, there would potentially be even more damage, because Duke is insanely good with his super TMR at doing a mass load of damage to an enemy. So let's hit him. The animation's longer than I thought. Oh no, oh no. I did that in the wrong order. $34 million, still pretty respectable, right? So there you go. This is the new power of jump. And again, I could have potentially done even more really easily if I just was a little less lazy and just decided to upgrade Diablos' human killer. As a matter of fact, that's a terrifying amount of damage to be able to dish out in a single turn. With proper chaining and element damaging, it could be even worse. And this is why I will be going particularly hard to try and get Ignis. Hey, look, Ignis is still up there from my last video. I haven't noticed that for this entire freaking video. I'm going to say it was intentional. I'm going to just say it was intentional. But the point is that Duke has been a long underappreciated unit, and Dragoons have been a long underappreciated. And the initial reaction to time jumps has been particularly bad so far. It has actually been a little bit sad so far. It has been sad. Sad, bad, sad, bad. And there is a ton of potential in these jump abilities. With more killers, with elemental chaining, I look forward testing it in early 2018 once I have my 7-star Ignis. I will probably be wailing for Ignis because he is the next piece to smashing 70 million points of damage. So until then, folks, I will see you all next time. I hope you're having a great one. And for the next time, remember, don't stop. Okay, first of all, really quickly, all you people on GL, stop bad-mouthing Queen, stop bad-mouthing Rem, stop bad-mouthing Duke. You know who you are. Anyway, have a happy holidays, and I will see you all in the next video.